Good morning, Minecraft. This is Keserian, and welcome to episode number 23 of my Let's Play series. So, I made something off camera quickly. I made an Emmy advanced processor. All it is, a diamond and some redstone. And some silicon. I actually made it in my assembly table over here. And, yeah. So, what are we making with this? We are making an Emmy controller. Just advanced processor, some quartz, and some iron. Do I have the iron on me? Yes, I do, for once. I'm screwing it up already, guys. And there we go. Emmy controller. Now, so far, we've been basically independently accessing each chest. And they're cool, but there's a lot of cooler stuff we can do with it. What the Emmy controller creates is it generates a network. So let's get behind this wall. Optifine. And let's connect it to some power here. And apparently we're having some block update issues. So what we're going to do is not screw this up. And I'm still tinkering with my Optifine settings, so bear with me as I fix this. Let's get in here, and how much? Do I have any more glass fiber? I have one piece of it. Well, that's fine. One piece should be all I need. And it needs power to operate. So actually what we're going to do is we are going to connect it to our Energistics power system. Because our IC2 power has a lot less drain on it than any other system we have. Now what this does is it converts power, either MJ or EU, into basically ME energy units. Which is a little hard to explain, but, you know, we'll get there. So then let's just hook this back up. I know I picked up ladders. There we go. That's going to get real annoying real quick. Let me, excuse me. I know what's causing it. It's going to take me a little bit of time to fix it. That's something I'll do off camera. So let's go over here. And all we're going to do is we need to craft some of these ME cables. We need quartz fiber, which is glass. And let's make a bunch of these. Like a bunch. Like that. Oops, except I'm using the wrong thing. Let's make this. And let's just make a couple of these. Quartz fiber. And all I need now is valuables. Pull some of you. Let's just make 64 to start with. And the rest of this can go in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get in behind this wall here. We're going to unhook these. And we will fix these signs in a bit. What we're going to do instead is we're going to put this Emmy cable down. You can see this stuff is connecting just fine to those chests. We're going to run it right down here. And this is going to be an interesting bit of wiring down in our basement, but we can figure it out, right? And we should connect it like this. There we go. Okay, let's get back upstairs and get that hooked up over there. Because as you can see, we're kind of getting a little bit tight with our cabling here. Oh, that entire line serves no purpose now, does it? Okay, Optifine, it's time to stop screwing this all up. That doesn't exist right now, guys, actually. So let's figure out how we're going to run this. Let's get some smooth stone to do that with. Because that wiring job back there is a little tight. Just a little bit. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's a little tight back there. Now, if I'm seeing this correctly, which I'm not, because this is really quite a, oops. Oh, you don't have power right now, do you? This is the problem with working with just Emmy stuff right now. So let's hook this up as a temporary fix. No, not there. I want you to go. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. This is quickly becoming one of those builds. Okay, so I want there to be a wall here, right? So I can connect the Emmy cable goes over. I can put smooth stone right there, right? All right, let's go downstairs and see what we've ballsed up over here. Okay, yep. We should be able to just drop this straight down. Just like that, right? Okay. Problem solved, sort of. So now we have that connected. You should be able to see that we should be able to access any of these Emmy chests that we want now. The reason I only got one item out of that was because the Emmy chests weren't actually... See, 64. They weren't actually running. They had just enough power to give me one item. So keep that as a fair warning. Their internal storage space isn't that great. Did I never fix that? So now I can come through here. Put this all back. And what's creating that, guys, I believe is my I'm running a Intel i7 on my laptop, which is a multi-core. And sometimes Optifine and Minecraft get a little bit confused by multi-core. There we go. That's a lot nicer. So let's put our signs back up. Valuables. Fuel. Tech items. Biological. Misc resources. Magic. Nice. Look at that, guys. And now our little temple to lasers back here should look fairly nice, except you can see... Funk. You can see through there, but there's really nothing I can do about that. Like, there really isn't anything I can do about that. So, what does this allow us to do? Well, it allows us to run more cable! But first, we're going to make an Emmy access terminal. And we just need one of those conversion matrix. And I believe I should have storage cell, storage segment, conversion matrix. We're going to need a basic processor. So let's cook up some of this stuff. If I look at the basic processor, just some gold, some redstone, and some silicon. All right, nice and easy. Valuables? No, should be under metals. Wonder if, no, okay. So some gold. I have redstone in my assembly table. That always works out well. And I have to say, guys, I used to be a huge fan of logistics pipes back in 1.2.5. And this really puts me back into logistics pipes. And nope. Basic processor. This thing should run along and cook itself up. And while it's doing that, we have more cable to run, guys. So I'm thinking that I want this access terminal somewhere accessible in the wall or the floor, or could put it right here. Right in the middle of everything. Now, how would I run the cabling to that? I don't want it just coming up straight through the wall. Well, I'm figuring this out. I might as well cover this stuff up. Nice. Because here's the thing. If I run it... If I follow this line to here, right? I could bring it up through the wall, and I could put it... Chunk load. I could run it like this. then underneath. Christ, it's cramped over here. Could also run it next to it, I guess. So if it's there and there, like that. And then I run it through here, right? Will this fit? And I bring it up. And over, right? Right? This worked, right? We might as well make it pretty while we're down here, right? So if it runs like this, I basically have it going over, under, and around. And then up, like that. So if I take my smooth stone, oops. Alright, much better. Well, sort of. I've made a gigantic mess of my basement, but that's what this is for, right? Right. And I'm trying to hide as much of this stuff as I can in... Are you connected through? Yeah. I'm trying to hide as much of this as I can in these access ways. I forgot some dirt down there. Yeah, and I'm going to need to cook up some more smooth stone. But let's see if that Emmy system is done upstairs. Looks like it is. Not seeing it in there. Yep, Emmy basic processor. So let's get one of those conversion matrices built, shall we? And I know you guys have seen all of this before, but come on, it's cool. Plus, I'm totally not padding. Excuse me. Excuse me. There's a lot of mold and pollen. Well, there's a lot of pollen out right now, so I'm kind of having a rough time of it. I am allergic to such things as those. To quote another YouTuber, actually. 2 iron, Emmy. Oh, I keep forgetting to actually check what I want to check. Processor, redstone, and iron. Have any redstone on me? No. Yoink. It's not like I don't have over 2,000, almost 3,000 pieces of redstone on me. Conversion matrix. Oh, I have the redstone in there already. Iron. Some quartz. And the conversion matrix gets us that. Pull that back out. Now, if I remember correctly, it was 3 glass. One of these doohickeys. That conversion matrix. And the iron that I left in the table. Alright. We have the iron, the Emmy cable, conversion matrix, and some glass. And that gets us our Emmy access terminal. Let's go hook this thing up and I'll show you what it does. In essence, I should never have to come back to that room again except to access that tech chest. So if I drop this thing down... Whoa. Nice, huh? If I say iron, I'll pull out a stack of iron. Gonna put a stack of iron back in. Hold on, let me clean out my inventory, guys. Hey, look, I just cleared out my inventory. Doop. Do I have any glass viewers on the network? No, just normal glass. Nice, right? Now, it costs energy to make each of those transfers. And I think, if I'm correct about this, it should put... Why did you go in there? You should have gone in. Oh, because it... Okay. What it does is it searches, if I'm correct about this, it searches the network for any location that already hasn't that item in it. If it finds it, that's where it puts it. If it doesn't find it, it'll put it in the first accessible chest. So you can see here, my quartz and my quartz dust went back exactly where I wanted it to go. So did my iron. But when I put the glass in, I didn't have glass anywhere in the network. So it kind of hiccuped and went, I don't know where you want me to put this, boss. But it's a wonderful system, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So, what does this allow us to do? Well, first of all, it allows us to remote access any of the items we want. Now, the only thing we don't have access to here is the stuff in those barrels. There is a way to get access to it. Yoink. But that takes a little bit of work. Now, what I'm probably going to end up doing off camera, let me clear that, is I'm probably going to end up running these cables all throughout my base. Just putting them bloody everywhere in my base. Because why not? I have the glass on me, right? Hold on, let me get some iron. Yoink. Ta-da! Got myself some glass viewers. Nice. And I should have some smooth stone almost ready. And what this means is, I don't have to go back to that storage room for most of the stuff I'm going to need. It's nice. All I have to do is pop up here, pull that thing open, I get access to whatever I need. What I can do here is, I actually want people to be able to see the, quite frankly, insane amount of piping I have running everywhere. Ta-da! And also that allows me to see what the hell's going on at the back of my base a little bit. Put some... that's going to look ugly. How come I can break that, but I can't? And I'll get rid of those pieces of dirt somehow, probably when I reset the server at the end of the day. So there we go. I can now access that Emmy, my Emmy stuff from anywhere where I have a terminal. Nice. And I'm going to eventually run this up and actually over and into my farm area up top. And that will allow me to do some very cool stuff indeed. So that's the beginnings of that system. And So it's now a network, and we now actually have an Emmy network. Let's go look at that. Well, let's not look at the controller because it's going to be a pain in the butt to access it. Let's check out how our farms are doing upstairs and how much UU matter we have. Because I realized today that I should have enough UU matter to make a quantum soup. But I may do that in the next episode. Jeez, we still have peat bouncing around everywhere. This thing's still running. I already have a diamond sitting in here from this. And I'm kind of using the diamond as a placeholder for right now because there's nothing else I really want to craft with that. But there is something else I do want to make. And it's going to require me putting in more conduit. Which is good that I recovered all that conduit I was using from earlier. Plink. What we're going to make is what's called a rolling machine. There we go. Just some 4 pistons and some iron. Okay, we can do that. Now, this is one of those moments where I'm actually going to go back over here because I know I have a plan for pistons. And I'm eventually going to move these project tables over. Storage segment plan, blank plan, blank plan, piston plan. There we go. We're going to get 4 pistons. What else do I need for this? Just some iron and a crafting table. Yoink. Just some iron and a crafting table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crafting table. And yes, I'm standing in the middle of my base and doing this. So sue me. What this thing is this is the beginning of our exploration into the machines of Railcraft. Because Railcraft takes a very real-life approach, which is iron for everything. Everything in Railcraft uses iron and lots of it. So see, we have our rolling machine. And what we're going to actually make are some iron plates. Now let's get just a stack of iron out of there. And we're going to put it in the rolling machine like so. And each crafting set of 4 gets us 3. And you can see it's using MJ. And it's getting us some of these iron plates. And actually the reason we're doing this is because of this thing. This was a Zycraft tank that decided that it didn't want to cooperate with me. So we're going to replace it with something that can actually hold a little bit more. And then we will be replacing all of these tanks with Railcraft tanks. Railcraft tanks were the first multi-block tank. Okay, so if I count this out, this is 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So this will sit perfectly in here. Railcraft tanks aren't as flexible as Zycraft tanks, but they actually store a little bit more in terms of liquid because they actually count the side walls as valid storage spaces. Unlike Zycraft tanks, where only the walls are only the internal space is counted as valid storage. Which is actually a pretty good balance point because if you think about it, Zycraft tanks you can make with stone and glass, whereas Railcraft tanks have to be made of iron. And I'm not certain why the Zycraft tank wouldn't form here, but it just kind of refused to. So let's take a quick break to eat some food. And you can see here that we've actually been using a fair amount of power through this Emmy system, so we'll have to add some more systems to that, but that's okay. We'll take care of that off camera. Now I'm going to need, I have some glass on me, but I'm going to need some wood. And I got some cobble on me, I think. Yes, okay. So if we go over here, our rolling machine should be rolling along. We have 45 iron plates. Let me show you the basics of this, because I actually want to work on this off camera. Let me just pull up iron tank. There are three things in an iron tank: valve, gauge, wall. Wall is the simplest, just 4 iron plates. And you have to make the framework out of these. So like the corners, the sides. So for example, in our tank over here, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, this thing's going to be a bit of a counting issue to make. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see what I'm getting at? These parts, and then this part that comes straight up, have to be made of these iron tank walls. Alright? Right. Then you make the gauges, and these are kind of clear glass. So it's just the regular iron. Let's make some of these. Like so. And the gauges can make up the sides of this thing. Oops. Yep. You can see the mess I kind of made. So here, and then let's make and then these have to be made of the walls, right? And that Railcraft tank valve ain't gonna work there. Yet. What we need instead, and then I believe you can also make the bottoms out of this too. And those should all pop into existence in a couple seconds. And then you need a valve, and that's some of these iron bars. Oh, there we go. Woo! And we need some iron bars. And a lever in the middle. And these things don't auto output, by the way. So I believe it goes like this. Like this. Yes. And that gets you 4. And then this is what inputs and outputs liquid. Ta-da! And once you make the whole thing, and I think they can be up to 7 high? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we may have an issue here. But that is okay. Ooh, I built this wrong. Completely wrong. I would have been trying to form this in a couple minutes and going, why the hell ain't it working? Because you built it wrong, Keserian. Because sometimes you're a derp. Here we go. I was wondering why it looked weird. And we'll just continue this up. Just like so. What I'm actually going to do is make these out of 2 tanks. Because if I put a tank limiter here and a valve on the top and the bottom, they'll actually share their liquids in between them. So when this one fills up first, then the one on the top will also fill up. Nice. I like this quite a bit. Alright guys, I will be right back. Alright, unfortunately for everyone involved, including myself, we're about at the 35-minute mark, and in the interest of keeping my episodes somewhat shorter than they've been in the past, I think we're going to end here, guys. So sorry I didn't get a heck of a lot done this episode, but we got the beginnings of our Emmy network set up, and we're starting to build some iron tanks. So, hopefully by the next episode I'll have those iron tanks finished up for y'all, and we can get to working on some other stuff. Probably maybe expanding the Emmy terminal? I don't know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This has been Keserian, episode number 23. Remember, if you liked the episode, please comment, like, and or subscribe. YouTubers in general, we really appreciate the comments. And a bit of an announcement, I am working on a special project. And in the next couple weeks, you guys may see the results of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that I've teased you all mercilessly, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy mining.